Yeah, whatever. Swan is a derivative of, it's a a forefather of a duck. So all these type of animals with webbed feet, you can't eat them. But I was just giving an example because, chicken and stuff like that, you do eat that, and then you can make money off that by selling that as food. And other animals, people sell dogs. Job had dogs, to do things with. Most likely to use as hunt, sometimes as pet companion and stuff like that, or as protectors. You got the sheep herding dog and all that there, so you could do that. It depends, but the point is that people will buy it. People have an emotional attachment toward animals, so you can just use that. And get riches. Because if you think about it, so I was watching this. I was watching. There's a lot of people on the internet, right, on YouTube actually. What do? They move from America, then they move here, and then they talk about how great here is compared to there. And the guy said something that I always said. I always said this. He said this: here in Europe, you work to eat, not work to live. Something like that. Actually, I say that, but he said something similar. So he said something to that effect, and I wanted to actually take a clip of it. Like, hey, that's the motherfucker said what I was saying for years. But yeah, but the thing is, he just came living here. Actually, didn't just came here, but he lived here for like a few years, of course. And many of them do that. They come here, and then they start to see like, wait a minute, this is actually better than in the States, and that makes me know also that I already know it, but you know, it's beautiful when you see the proof, which shows you that America is bitterness, man. You're not at rest. It's not that you're at rest here, because you're gonna get messed up here too. But compared to America, boy, this is paradise. Dude, I'm just saying it for, you know, just saying sake. It's not paradise, but you can get the picture, right? Because like I said, there you gotta work too. You can't even get days off, sick days. You don't get that shit, man. You know, you get to work, and they can fire you on the spot. Here, they can't fire you on the spot. They need a reason. Some people might do it, but they can get in trouble for it more than in America. But yeah, that is the land of our captivity. Not that here is not the land. I just told you about the Dutch, what they did. They didn't want to let the slaves go in Syria. So they did their little fun thing. Hey, shit. Mhm. Right, so it says right here, what was I again? Leviticus. No. Anyway, they didn't want to let us go, but they're gonna pay for it. So yeah, so America, yeah. So the guy, he was talking about how it is actually here that you work to live. No, sorry, you work to. Let me say what I say. I forgot kind of how he said it, but anyway, I say this: you shouldn't be working to live. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be working to live, because that make no damn sense. You're supposed to work to eat. Now that's that's something different. But we under the curses, and the scriptures does say that they wore out the saints of the Most High. The ancient Babylon did it. All the nations did it, man. But Esau did it the greatest and the worst, and he's going to pay for that. So back to being a servant, yeah, because we are servants unto Yahweh Bashem Shai. And 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 19 said, for though I be free from all men, yet I have made myself servants unto all, that I may gain the more. Yeah, because the more you work for them, the more you gain. And the scripture said that blessed is he that turneth many toward righteousness. You know? But that's not actually well, that's my thing. That's not actually the reason I'm doing this. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not shit, but I don't go. That's not my focus. My focus is something else, but anyway, Matthew chapter 20, verse 25. No, yeah, 20, verse 25. But Yahushua called them unto him and said, Ye know that the princes of the Gentiles exercise dominion over them, and they that are great exercise authority upon them. Verse 26. But it shall not be so among you, but whosoever will be great among you, let him be your minister. And whosoever will be chief among you, let him be your servant. Even as the Son of Man came not to be ministered unto, but to minister, and to give his life a ransom for many. So that's what the teachers, the 144,000 are going to be doing. Starting with the elder apostles on down at Great Millstone. What are they doing? Servants. Being servants unto the elect. Sorry. Well, they are chosen too, but I mean, like, that with the 1/3. But they will be the servants. But just like back in the days, you had the king. And what would the people say? What has the king done for us? If he didn't do anything, they are ready to strap on these pitchforks and torches. Finna go fight the king and his guards and all that. They want to kick him out, because the king is supposed to serve the people. If the people want certain type of things, the king is supposed to get it for them. He's supposed to get it for them and stuff like that. Luke chapter 22, verse 25, and he said unto them, The kings of the Gentiles exercise lordship over them, and they that exercise authority upon them are called benefactors, because they also make money off of you like crazy. 26, but ye shall not be so. Let me read it again. But ye shall not be so. But he that is greatest among you, let him be the younger. But he that is greatest among you, let him be as the younger. And he that is chief, as he that doth serve. So, what did that tell you? What did that makes you think? What do you understand about that? You should understand that the elect is going to be your servant. They're going to, think about it. If you have sheep, not a physical sheep, right? Don't you have to clean their shit? Don't you have to water them? Don't you have to fight wolves? Don't you have to do things? Don't you have to make sure that they eat? Make sure that they ain't cold? Blankets upon them? You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of them, right? Make sure that they don't drink that gutter water, because they're stupid. They're going to drink it. Make sure that they don't drink that fluoridated water, which is false philosophy. But I'm talking about physical sheep. You need to take care of them, man. Because the sheep, they're stupid. They shit where they walk. They shit where they sleep. Birds too. If you got birds, right? What do the birds do? They shit in the water that you put for them. That's why you got to clean the water every now and then. It's every day. You just clean the bucket. He gonna shit in it, because that's what birds do. They shit in the water they shit in the bucket that they drink out of. And then if you leave it, they're gonna get sick. They're gonna get sick. And then they go down. So that's the same way that you need to take care of the flock of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. The ones, let me read on. So it says right here, Luke 22 and 27. For whether is greater, he that sitteth at meat, or he that serveth? Is not he that sitteth at meat? Right, because the one being served is actually greater. Think about that. They're greater. You're just doing the work. But it says right here, but I am among you as he that serveth. Right. Yahushua is actually the one that's serving. He's the servant, but he's greater than you. But it's kind of, it's not tricky, but it's like this. The 144,000 are the teachers and stuff like that, right? They teach in the scriptures. Okay, cool. They're the ones that serving you, but they're greater than you. But you're great too. But it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But the thing is that Yahushua, let me keep the focus. Keep the example with Yahushua. Yahushua is greater than us, and yet he came to serve us. See, that's what I mean with the men of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing. The elect, the 144,000, they will come and serve the nation of Jacob. They gonna clean their shit. How you clean their shit up? As in the physical form, not as sheep. You basically show them the scriptures, like this is the bad thing, this is the good thing, and then you clean them up like that, with the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because there's water, there's word is water, and with the water you can clean things, you can cleanse things. You don't have to jump up in a gutter water to baptize yourself. The baptism goes with this word, right? To Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's not the one that Esau is thinking about right now. Because he be thinking I'm preaching, I'm talking about the season of Boshe, but whatever. Micah chapter 4, verse 8. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion. Zion is talking about the Bethlehem. But as a whole, it's talking about the nation of Jacob, because also it's talking about the Mount Zion, where the temple of Solomon was built upon. So, yeah, in the physical form, it's talking about that. But in the spiritual form, the nation of Jacob is Mount Zion. And it is a mountain, by the way. It is on the mountain, because we used to worship in high places. 1 Samuel chapter 9 explains that very thoroughly to you. Samuel, he went to the high places to worship in Gibeah, which is in Benjamin. He used to worship there. But anyway, let me go on. So it says, get out of here. So it says right here, Micah 4 and 8. And thou, O tower of the flock, the stronghold of the daughter of Zion, unto thee shall it come. What? Even the first dominion. The kingdom shall come to the daughter of Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is the land in which the temple was. Let me get that real quick for you to make you understand what I'm saying. First Chronicles, was it? Or is it Second Chronicles? I think it's Second. I don't know. Let me see something. Second Chronicles. Okay. Yeah. Second. Okay, Second Chronicles chapter 3, verse 1. Then Solomon began to build the house of Yahweh at Jerusalem in Mount Moriah. So that is, let me read it again so that maybe you didn't hear it. 2 Corinthians, I have it too. When I read scriptures, I'll be like, and then another day I'll read the same scripture again. I'm like, I didn't read that. And even though I colored it. Didn't get it. Something sparked that maybe I got it right there, but when I go for the second time, I'll be like, I don't remember that. And sometimes I don't even color it. And then when I color it orange, bright, because that's like danger color, bright color, or red. I'll color it that. Or green. Green is important too. Yellow. I don't know. But most of the time it's orange or red. That's the important ones. Still, I forget it. It could be. But anyway, so 2 Corinthians 3 and 2. And 1, sorry. 2 Corinthians 3 and 1. Then Solomon began to build the house of the Lord at Jerusalem in Mount Moriah, where Yahweh appeared unto David his father, in the place that David had prepared in the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. Now, if you have another, you call the thing, another chapter, it says in Aruan, which is in 2 Samuel 24, if I'm correct. Is his name there, or 2 Samuel 23, one of those. It says his name is Arauna. That's his name there. But Chronicles is actually written in, the names are different. Just like how you have Elijah and Elias in the New Testament. You have Joshua and this word Jesus. You have that. That's that too. Because Joshua is that word. And yeah. Which is Yahweh Shawai, which is Yahweh delivers. And Hebrews chapter 1 is explained that Yahweh Shai has a name that no other angel has. So how can, for example, the book of Sirach, how can his name be Jesus? His name is Joshua, which is Yahweh Shawai. Well, Numbers chapter 13 also shows you that. Hosea, his name was changed into Yehoshua. But then later, he got a nickname, which is Joshua. The book of Joshua is the book of Yahweh Shawai. That's actually what it is. Anyway, so there in Jerusalem, in Mount Moriah, the sides of the north is where you, oh yeah, that too. I wasn't thinking about it. Is where you have the temple. Also, yeah, a lot of people when they read this, they don't understand this what they'll read is they don't understand me. I'm learning, so because the scripture says even though you had this knowledge, you have you ought to know better. Wait. I forgot how it goes. But, knowledge puff it up, but ought to know. Where's that again? 1 Corinthians 8. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 8 and 1. Now, as touching things offered unto idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puff it up, but charity edify it. That's that real love. You edify stuff, explain stuff. You know what's dope to me? To me, this is dope. See, when you, I don't want to say teach. Let's just say teach. When you teach someone, right? Don't want to use that word, but anyway, when you teach someone, right? If that's a smart person and stuff like that, I don't think you didn't do shit. Teaching the dummies, that's dope to me. Why? Because the people that they don't like reading, they they in the world, but they they do things because they have to and stuff like that. And when somebody else talk to them, they don't get it. They just move on. But when you talk to them, they be like, "Yeah, I actually understand what you're saying." Well, that to me, that's dope. Teaching the dummies, and then I'm one of the dummies, so I'm not disrespecting. But the ones of low degree, James chapter 2 or 1, I think it's 1. Those are the ones that are exalted in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the ones of low degree, not the ones of high degree that really. I'm gonna tell you one thing. A lot of people that have these high degrees and stuff like that, and riches, people that are poor or people that are normal and stuff, they look up to them. They look also up to people that went to these high schools and stuff like that, higher schools, I would say, higher learning, Harvard, and another bitch ass school. I forgot the name, but I know about Harvard. Everybody be looking up to, well, he into Harvard. But the people in Harvard, they don't look up, they look down on you when they know what school you came from. So that shows you that the people of the low, they look up to the people of the high. Which you're not supposed to. But people do it. That's why they look up to celebrities. But anyway, let me go on now. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 2. And if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing yet as he ought to know. So you don't know shit. I'm talking about myself too. So don't be thinking like, nah, I just showed you about the low degree Jacob descendants. Those are the ones that the Most High, he really like you. Not that the high degree brothers are a bunch of nothings. What? He does say he come for the meek. He does also say that a rich man shall hardly make it in the kingdom, and the people that are wise in this world. 1 Corinthians 1. The ones that are wise in this world, the Most High, not many of them shall make it in the kingdom, because they got their own little brightness, their little stars that they have here in this world. Esau did a survey with the C19 thing. He did a survey that the majority of the people that had a high degree, they all took it. But the people that had a low degree, the vast majority of them didn't take that shit, man. Why? Because they think different. The people of high degree, they're going to follow science and they're going to follow bullshit because that's what they believe in. Most of the time, they don't believe in the Most High. Because they believe in material things and all that. Things that you tell them if you have a so-called doctor's degree. That's why they get tricked. But the ones of low degree, you know where they go? They go to people. Look, they go to people that have experience. Like a mechanic that went to school for 15 years. It's not 15 years, but I'm giving you an example. People of high degree, and he never worked a day in his life until he went to go there. It's not 15 years. It's a few years. But anyway. People that are of a high status that live in these fancy places and stuff like that, when they go to a mechanic and they see a mechanic has been working for 15 years doing stuff, he ain't got no degrees. But then the other one, he got a degree. He's fresh out of so-called college or whatever. It's not 15 years. I'm just giving you an example. Let's say he worked. He was in school for 15 years trying to really get that Trying to really get that mechanic doctor the degree. Okay, who do you think is going to be the better one? The rich is going to go to and the elites and the people that believe in papers and stuff like that. They're going to go toward the one that has the degree. But the low, they're going to go to the other one, which doesn't, because they think different. Well, same thing with the vaccinations. But not all people do that. I'm giving you an example. But anyway, knowledge puffeth up. Now, where was I? There. Oh yeah, Psalms 48 and 1. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised is this in the city of our power, in the mountains of His holiness. So, it's talking about the physical mountain of His holiness, where the Ark of the Covenant was in. I mean, the temple, and in the temple was the Ark of the Covenant, right? That's the mountain of His holiness in a physical form. It was an actual mountain. But mountain is also a government. Zechariah chapter 8 verse 3, which explained to you that the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the holy mountain, is His people. So what is it? Is it the people, or is it the actual physical mountain? It's both. Just like how Jerusalem is a city, but Jerusalem is also a people. Canaan is a man. The land of Canaan, it's an area, but it represents the inhabitants of the land of Canaan. Of that land. It was called the land of Canaan. Can you live on a man? It's a city. So Psalms 48 and 2, beautiful for situation. So beautiful for situation's sake. The word situation means elevation. It's elevated because it's high. First Samuel chapter 9 verse 2, I don't know which verse, but if you read the chapter, you will see that in the high places is where we used to worship Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But Esau does it also, and the heathen nations, they go also to high places, but then they worship devils, or they go into the forest. Nowadays they call it the Bohemian Grove, but in the scriptures they used to call it the groves. It wasn't Bohemian and stuff like that. I looked up the word Bohemian, I forgot it. You could look it up if you want to, if you have the time. I forgot the word Bohemian, but anyway, the groves is talking about the forest, where they all. If you type in India worship in groves, you're gonna see funny stuff. You're gonna see funny stuff. All of the heathen nations do it. Hamites do it too. Israelites do it too in South America. They do it too. They worship in groves. I've seen it with my own eyes. Physical. It's not, oh, I heard. No. I've seen it. Really didn't think nothing of it, because if you're born there, you just see stuff. You're like, oh, okay. You just know about it. You're not scripturally thinking. Anyway. Right, so Psalms 48 and 2. Beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth. Lamentation chapter 4 shows you that the Jacob descendants are the joy of the whole earth. Proverbs 29 and 2 explains to you that when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Going on. Psalms 48 and 2. Beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, on the sides of the north, the city of the great king. So who wants to sit on the side of the north? The ancient king of Babylon. The modern king of Babylon, Esau. The prince of Tyre. He had his little fling. He thought he was greater than the Jacob descendants. Ezekiel 28 shows you that. It doesn't say that he wanted to sit on the side of the north. It shows you that he wanted to sit on the sides of the north, because he wanted to have his foot upon the mountain of Zion, the physical mountain, and also the people. He wanted to have his foot upon the holy place, the holy mountain, and upon the people, which is the holy mountain of the Lord. Zechariah 8 and 3 explains that to you. So what did they want to do? They wanted to be above the nation of Jacob. He wanted to set himself above the stars. That's what it says concerning the prince of Tyre. But in Isaiah 14, it says that he wanted to. Well, that's another king. That's Nebuchadnezzar. He wanted to sit upon the sides of the north because he thought himself, I'm a rule. I'm going to be the Most High. I'm going to be God. I'm going to be the one. Because the Most High, he dwelled between the cherubims upon the Ark of the Covenant. So there is where he was. He wasn't there, but he was there. First Kings chapter 8 explains that good to you. King Solomon said, look, the Lord is not there, but he's there. King David said it too. First Samuel 14 or Second Samuel 14, one of those two. First 3, I think. Just read 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 4. So First Samuel 14 and 4 or Second Samuel 14 and 4, one of those two. It says it right there. Right. So, right. Yeah, so that's that. So they thought themselves to be greater, and therefore they thought themselves to be having the people of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai as servants. That's not going to happen. Well, it did happen actually. Let me say that differently. It did happen because the Most High is the one that sold the nation of Jacob, because he said, the Most High said in the book of Psalms 44 and 12, thou sellest thy people for naught, and dost not increase thy wealth by their price. The Most High ain't selling us for money. He's selling us to get chin checked. And then you had the Jacob descendants that was selling themselves for nothing. Isaiah 52 and 3. For thus saith Yahweh, ye have sold yourself for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. So if you read Isaiah 45, you will see how the Most High will redeem us, not for money. He's going to redeem us for his name's sake. That's how he sent Yahweh Shai to come and pick us up. And if you don't want to, you condemned already. So, yeah, you already condemned. So you need Yahweh Shai. And if you're an Old Testament dweller, you need the Ark of the Covenant in the physical form. Plus you need the Levites to help you with, because if you touch it, you die. So to them people that be talking about, Old Testament and all, whatever. First Testament and the Second Testament together. First covenant, we in. Second covenant, that's coming. Where was I? Right, servants. We are not we're not your pet. Anyway, let me go on. It says right here. Where was I again? Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Dang. Did I click it away? Okay. So 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 2. Feed the flock of Yahweh which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. So not for money, because bruh, you better do it for free. That's why Yahweh I was never in this. Look, I'm gonna give you an example of a fact. You have all these people that had leaders, right? As soon as their leaders fell, they fell. That shows you was not in this truth for you, nor did you believe in it. If another man causes you to fall, you was never in this truth in the first place. Let me say it again. If another man in the flesh causes you to fall, you was never in this truth in the first place. Either you fall out of yourself, which shows you wasn't in this truth, or the Most High kick you out, which shows you you was never loved in the first place. But Yahweh Shai said, the Most High, he said that the Most High gave the people unto him, but he said, I will in no wise send them away. Let me get that. Because he says this, Yahushua said, John 6 and 37, all that the Father had given me shall come to me, and him that cometh to me I will in no wise cast out. So the Most High ain't gonna kick you out, man. All you need to do is go to Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about that. Just keep that faith, a little salt, a little mustard grain, and you a salt coral anyway. You know, if you keep that truth within you, and Yahweh Shai said, so what is this salt for? It lost its taste. That's why you need to keep up in this truth. Like I said, if another man caused you to fall, you was never in the truth in the first place, because you was following after him. You know, you need to be stable in this truth from the beginning, and your root needs to be Yahweh Shai. You know, but you Old Testament junkies, you need to worship the Ark of the Covenant in the physical form, because Yahweh Shai ain't for you. That's funny. Right, so let me go back to where I was, which is, oh yeah, I'm done with the Psalms 48. And yeah, First Peter's. Already read that. First Peter's chapter 5, verse 3. Neither being lords over Yahweh. Let me read 2 again. First Peter's 5 and 2. Feed the flock of Yahweh which is among you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint but willingly, not for filthy lucre, but of a ready mind. Not for money's sake, my man. You know. Verse 3. Neither being lords over Yahweh's heritage, but being examples to the flock. Are you gonna make mistakes? Of course you're gonna make mistakes. I can call mistakes right out right now. I'm not gonna do it. If you call mine out, then I call yours out. Just like Denzel said, I got a case on all you motherfuckers. But I ain't worried about that. As long as you don't point the finger at the bad guy, I'm not pointing the finger at you. I'm not even gonna do it unless you really anger me. I'm gonna show you. Okay, what about this? You see? Shut up. Anyway, so yeah, so that's that on that part. So now I want to those are the ones concerning the servitude, and of course Jeremiah 34 I didn't read, because there you had the Jacob descendants that got punished for the not letting go of the servants, and again the other one with the Hamites and all that type of stuff. It was the Hamites that sold the Israelites. Just like how you have, for example, Chinese and Japanese, they look alike, but they're not the same. Turks and Arabs, they look alike, but they're not the same. So I'm not the same as you. Just you think I'm not a Hamite, but let's say I'm from Africa, right? Whatever, because we are West Africa, yeah. So, but then the people in Somalia, do they think I'm one of them? Come on, man. They don't see me as one of them, and I don't see myself as one of them. Like I said, those are two different nations living in the midst of each other. Even Edomites, but they are the same. You see, that's the different things. These Edomites are the same. But the Edomites of West Europe, like the Netherlands and England and stuff like that, they don't like the Edomites in East of Europe, like Russia, Poland, Czechia, all this shit. And don't come up with that, oh, they're Israelites, to shut the fuck up. You have Israelites in the midst of them. Not knocking that. Don't think that they are. Let's say they are. They hate your guts. Does that equal for them to be saved? Get the fuck out of here. Just like how you have house Jakes, right? You have house Negroes and stuff like that. You got them house Latin dudes and females in South America and all that type of stuff. Does that mean that you should be a cool cat? But get the fuck out of here. That don't mean shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You could be darker than me. If you hate Jake kicking your baby nuts, man, I don't give a shit about nothing. Fuck all that shit, man. I'm not. Oh, he Jake though. I'm kicking your baby nuts, man. Fuck all that shit. So, anyway, back toward what I was saying. They hate each other. They're fighting because just like how you had the Jacob descendants back in the days, the northern tribes and the southern tribes, they was fighting each other, southern against the northern. But then later on, in the midst of the northern, they started fighting each other there. And in the midst of the southern, Judah and Benjamin started to fight each other there. Eventually. And then even further down the line, the Judites started to fight amongst each other. And then the Benjamites start to fight against each other, amongst each other. They're not a group against group no more, like tribe against tribe. Now it's tribe within tribe, you know? Same thing with the northern tribes. First it was all the 10 tribes fighting against the southern tribes, the northern tribes against the southern tribes. But then they started to fight amongst each other. So Simeon against Simeon, and Naphtali against Naphtali, and all the Issachar. So they start beating up on each other. That's the same thing that they doing right about now here. You know what I'm saying? They hate each other guts. So it's not about, oh, just because they hate each other, they jakes. No. The curses is coming up on them, man. Are they jakes in their midst? Of course they are, man. Come on. Huh? They're Hamites in the midst of her too. I'm thinking about one right now. I don't hate them because they're gonna be on. When I saw him for the first time, I actually thought he was a Hamite. he was brown skinned, but he had a Hamite face. He's not dark skinned. He's lighter than me. But when I saw him, he has a face of a Hamite, and the way he talked, it's like this guy's a Hamite. And then he talked my language. I was like, what the fuck? You don't look like me. You know? I think he was born there too. I was like, what? Don't even look like me. Let me see your father. But it's all good, man. Because he believes in the Caesar Borgia. I'm trying to help him. But I like him. He cool cat, man. He very soft spoken. I like people like that. You know? They don't look for trouble. Those are friends unto eternity, man. You know them soft. I like just people that are soft spoken. I like that. People that got big fucking mouth, loud and shit. The only reason I ain't doing nothing because I'm afraid of the Most High, like murderer. Because I already have it in my heart, like this guy. You think he thought? That's the only reason. Fuck all that. Fuck people, boy. People think they're tough. They think like, you know, all that, you know, whatever, man, whatever. Fuck that shit. Right. Right, let me go on. Now it's this right here. Where was I again? Damn. Oh yeah. Zechariah. No, on Second Ezra. Second Ezra 15. Second Ezra 15. So yeah, let me just hit it up with the last ones over here until I'm done. I don't know. I'm just reading. Now Second Ezra 15 because we are in that time right now. So yeah, we in this time right now where you have a lot of these Jacob descendants waking up to what they are or who they are. And some of them just don't care. Even if you tell them, it doesn't matter to them. Some of them be like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the kingdom anyway. Yeah, you're gonna be in the kingdom anyway. Fuck it then. I'm gonna just do my little thing. And then they go about their little business, you know. But to keep it real quick, you have Jacob descendants in all nations. Acts chapter 2 shows you that, verse 5 on down. But that doesn't mean I gotta love you, motherfucker. Why? A lot of these people, they hate your guts. I already said that. That don't mean I need to like you. Yeah. No. That don't mean I need to like you. Just because you a Jake. Like I said, I've seen people in South America. I know they're Jake. They got talent too. I've seen them here too. They got talent as a motherfucker. But then, oh boy, they'll fight for Esau, boy. They'll fight for Esau. I ain't about that shit. Second Ezra 15 and 1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which is happening right now. It might look like a broken record when we just keep on repeating the same scriptures and chapters and stuff like that, but that is what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. You know, if you think Jacob descendants sound like a broken record, or you'd be like, I already know the scripture. Doesn't matter. Keep on listening. It's gonna be through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai. If you get bored off of this word or hearing somebody speak the same things, you should really check yourself. Like, you know, just check yourself. Like, hey, wait a minute, what am I doing? Why am I getting tired of hearing the same thing? We do this for repetition's sake. Lord willing, we don't get tired off of saying the same things often and all that. That's why also I go into other scriptures, teach about the scriptures itself. But that's another story. The point is, the repetitive of the scriptures is how you get better. When you have people in this world, what do? Do they just go out there and go running or training? No, they repeat what they've been doing. That's how they become great. You keep on be diligent in the scriptures to show thyself worthy of proof, something like that. You keep on dealing with these scriptures. Oh yeah, study to show thyself approved. That's what it is. So that means you need to continually study. Don't get tired. You study 6 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. Sometimes you just read a chapter without even studying. It depends, man. It depends. Going on. So verse 2. First one. 1 Corinthians 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. They're going to come to pass. Verse 3. Fear not the imagination against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Incredulity means that you don't believe. So they're unbelief. For it says here, for verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So if you're unfaithful, you have unbelieving Thomas. He don't believe right away, but he has faith. He has faith when he sees, especially. But the other ones, even though they see, they be like, man, let me just go back in the world, do my own thing. Some of them went back to their farming. I got a farm to take care of. Some of them went back to stuff like that. That's money. Farming is money, if you didn't know. So that's why that's why people that go back to their farming, they're going back to the world. They're going back to their riches. Because believe it or not, a farmer is richer than you. You look fucked up, but he got more money than you. Why? He has something that everybody needs in order for them to be alive, which is food. You need it. If you don't get it, you die. Nobody needs a Gucci. Nobody needs Versace. Nobody needs those things. You don't need caviar. You need food. You don't need lobster and all that there. You make money off of it, but you shouldn't. If you were Jacob descendants, you could sell them that. We are allowed to sell dead animals. The Israelites are higher and greater than you. That's why Mount Zion, it's said to be elevated. It's situated on the top mountain, because we're higher than you. The Jacob descendants are. Deuteronomy 7 shows you that, verse 6. Higher than you. And you might say, like, wait, that's you exalt yourself. That's the Lord said that. I'm repeating what He said. But it sounds like I'm proud. I'm not proud. You can call me proud if you want to. I know you do. But it doesn't matter if I get that power and chop your fucking head off. But other than that, I can't do anything because I ain't got no power. Yeah? So 1 Corinthians 15 and 5. Behold, saith Yahweh, the power. I will bring plagues upon thee. Right, let me read it again. I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So the Most High is making it to where He's waiting until the people have their sins reach unto heaven. Then He's going to come down like a woman in travail. He's going to scream. Which is the sound of wrath. And with that, He's going to send His, first and foremost, the cherubims, the cherubs. He's going to send them. But amongst them, they're going to be angels in a physical form, which is just human Jacob descendants. Because Malachi was called an angel in the Apocrypha. So it says here, verse 6, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith Yahweh, behold, I will hold my tongue no more as concerning their wickedness, as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, as Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. The innocent and righteous blood, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that murder with the prophets, unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Revelation 6, verse 9. Second Ezra 15 and 9. And therefore saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people are led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Mizraim. So, led to as a flock to the slaughter. It's talking about, well, it already happened, but it's talking about the new, the last Babylon, I should say. Like I said, there's multiple Babylons, more than 5, 6, 7 or something like that. Multiple kings, multiple nations, like, I already said it, but anyway. Judges chapter 3 you can read, and Ezra chapter 5, you will see that Cyrus, which is an Elam, he was also king of Babylon. And Darius too, if I'm correct, and he was Japhet. Darius the Medes, and Cyrus the Persian, if I'm correct. But yeah, both of them was king. I'm not 100% sure of Darius. I think so. I think 80%. I think so. 70%, 80%. You can look it up if you have the time. But Cyrus was 100%. That's Ezra 5. Cush, another Cush, not Nimrod, but another Cush was Judges 3. That's 100%. Oh yeah, the Assyrian Empire. One of multiple kings of the Assyrian Empire. They were also king of Babylon. They took it. Yep. Anyway, so modern day Babylon, the last Babylon is Esau. And the Most High is going to check them. Verse 9. And therefore saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Mizraim. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof as before. So it already happened. So it's going to happen again. And this time it's going to be America, which is modern day Egypt. Modern day Egypt and Sodom. Therefore, you see one of the reasons why, one of the signs, is the pyramid on the dollar bill. Pyramid on the dollar bill. For example, that's just one. What is the Egyptian pyramid doing on the dollar bill? Because they worship the same devils that those Hamites used to worship, the Baal and all that type of shit. Flying reindeer people. Bunnies that lay eggs. That all goes to Mesopotamia. Bunny laying egg, female chick thing, bird chick thing, whatever. And the flying reindeers, that's Cush, Nimrod. But the Mesopotamians have it too. They just changed the names. Ashtaroth is, for example, the Queen of Heaven. If you look her up in the Norse mythology, it's actually a female bird with titties out and bird legs and bird arms. That's Ashtaroth, Mesopotamian idol. Terah used to worship, okay, not specifically that one, but the father of Abraham, Terah, and Nahor, they used to worship those idols. There's over 3,600 Mesopotamian idols where Abraham came from. That's why the Most High said, don't be hanging around with them, because they're devil worshippers. And you can read that in Joshua 24, verse 2. And also Judah chapter 5. But and Genesis 12. Yeah. If I'm correct. Genesis 11 and 12. Read those two. Yeah, 2 Ezra 15 and 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment of the Most High, that the Most High shall bring upon it. So, the Most High is going to bring that punishment upon modern day Egypt, which is America. Why? They follow every idol that used to be of Mizraim, Mesopotamia, that region, they follow all the gods of those nations and people and lands until this day. In today's society, in today's era, they do that, right? So 12, 2nd Esdras 15:12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Because the Most High is going to make it to where everybody that's in a prosperity type of mood right now, or the prosperous type of mannerisms and living, the Most High is going to smack that drink out your hand, that Babylon juice that you're drinking, smack it out your hand, and he's going to make you trying to scramble up. You know, they have a word saying like, don't trip off of spoiled milk or something like that. But you're going to go up on the ground and lick that milk. That's how the Most High is going to turn you from a rich person sipping on wine with your pinky in the air. Most High will slap that thing out your hand, then you're going to be licking on the ground with the cockroaches where you belong. And then you're going to have the Jacob descendants crush your skull while you're down there, because before that, actually, you're going to have Esau with that big boot crushing the skulls. That's why you see in the movie Terminator, the first scene that you see of the New World is a Terminator skeleton crushing the skull of a human being. That's twofold. I can make a lot of things out of it, but eventually the Terminators are the Jacob descendants because you enslaved us, and then later on we're going to be angry, we're going to get you, and we're unstoppable. But in the other form, the other dimension, that's Esau. Esau is the one that's going to crush people's skulls in the physical form too. He's going to do it once he set up that new world order. And who is he going to target? His own. You know, because Amalek hates the other nations, the other tribes, I should say, of his own nation. And the elites of Esau hate them too. Just like how you had Benjamin clinging on to Judah back in the days. Same way, you have the elites of Esau, the rest of the other tribes, they cling onto Amalek, the elites of Amalek. They cling onto one another. Because Amalek is smoking his own too. If you if you see that, just go on BitChute, type in injuries, and jab, type that in. But put the jab first, jiggity jab, and then put behind it injuries, BitChute. Check that out, or Rumble. It's another form of YouTube type of thing. Check it out there, you're gonna see stuff. And then you put in Israeli. You're gonna see what they did to them. That was funny. That shows you like, no, they killing them too. They killing them. They killing them hard, man. Laughing at that shit. Damn, they hate your guts. Good. There's the same type of spirit that the Jacob descendants had toward each other. That animosity is in the midst of them. And man, if you see Jake murdering each other right now, okay, you're gonna see Esau in the kingdom snuffing each other out, selling themselves out, you know, working for you. Just like how you had Stephen, Samuel L. Jackson. Just like how you had Stephen there, you gonna have Brad. You're gonna have Brad and Chad in the kingdom. They're gonna sell each other out to the motherfucker. That's gonna be a funny day. But yeah, anyway, let me finish this off. So it says right here, 13, 2nd Esdras 15:13. Oh yeah, I already read that. 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we're gearing toward. There's a lot of people that want to have you like you're scared or something. Whatever. What's up? It's like you had cable. Cable back in the days. What did cable do? The Most High said cable had a different spirit, man. I'm not saying I'm cable. I'm just saying, I'm telling you, like, the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning. And so what does then that therefore teach you? It teach you like, nah, you need to be fearless like Caleb, man. Of course we're gonna make mistakes. Even Yahushua was afraid. So, you know, we do take that into consideration. But hey, Even Yahushua was weak at one point in time, right? But still, we take that example of Caleb or Cable. I think it's Caleb. I always say Cable because I'm thinking about that Marvel character. It's Caleb, if I'm correct. Caleb. Yeah. Caleb means dog. It's actually a loyal. It's loyal because the dog is loyal. So yeah, right. I think I'm done. So no, wait. So what's going to happen? Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 16. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. They really gonna believe in what they believe in it, and they gonna win. They gonna win against their elites to a certain degree, because the Most High said in the book of Job 4:20 that He will fill another. As soon as He about to fill His belly, the Most High is gonna rain fire upon His head. So that shows you that Esau is going to have his new world order. He's going to have it in front of him, and then he's about to go, get that real, let that meal sit in by eating, and the Most High is going to rain that fire on him. So at one point in time, he will have the new world order established for like 99.9%, because the scripture also explains that if it were the other one, if it were possible, he would deceive the very elect. But the other one was if the Most High doesn't come quick, no flesh will be left to be saved. So that shows you that he's gonna almost do it, because the scripture said that the righteous shall scarcely make it. They're gonna scarcely make it. So he's gonna fix up his things. But then therefore, Yahweh Bashem Ashai said, just be like Caleb, fear none. Just do what you got to do in Yahweh Bashem Ashai. Stick toward Yahweh Bashem Ashai. And like I said, if another man causes you to fall, you was never a part of the truth anyway. For example, I seen the comment board, man. And this is not just Al-Azhar. I seen many guys before him. The guys that followed him and stuff like that, they start saying like, hey man, I don't even want to deal with it. This is the things that the Hebrew Israelites are doing. If another man, his fall causes you to fall, you was never in his truth. Or if another man, his actions causes you to fall. Yahweh Shai said, let no man take that crown. It doesn't matter what anybody else do, spit on them. They can never take your crown. If they can, you was never grounded. It says, let no man take your crown. Let them not take your crown. Don't follow them like that. We follow men, but we don't follow men like that. Get the fuck out of here. We listen to men, but I'm not your slave, so watch out. I do listen to you. Do as they say, don't do as they do, for example. Because if I have to look at everybody, then everybody shit stink. So you shouldn't be like that. Because everybody gonna make mistakes, and therefore it doesn't ground you for not listening to them. But when they come with certain type of shitty ass spirits, you should know better. Like, nah, I ain't following your dumb ass, boy. You can say whatever you want. You rebellious. What the fuck are you talking about? You coming up with some your God type stuff. No. I ain't following that. Yeah, how should I say it? Like, for example, it says, what's it say again? Damn, I forgot what it was saying. It has, what's up? It says, what's up? What was I saying again? Damn, I forgot. It says basically like, listen, if you, damn, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. I got distracted. But anyways. Oh yeah. If someone comes with something, bro, I saw the dude coming right at me. Hey, what's up? Hey, fucker. Yeah, man. Say something. Yeah, man. So, for example, if you had you know this truth, right? So, for example, Mordecai. Mordecai, he knows he needs to pray to Yahweh Bashem Yahashai. Ain't no man that he will bow for. See what I'm trying to get at? So a man should not come and be your God and slap the shit out you if you try that shit. But yeah, I shouldn't say that. But I do know that certain people really want to do that. They want to be your boss. And I've seen them too. Anyway. I'm not talking about the leaders and stuff like that. I'm not talking about, listen carefully. You see that, like I said, Eleazar is not the first one that I saw doing that shit. Because he want to be a god too. That's why the Most High, he got rid of him. You know? And you had, like I said, you have other people that do that same shit. Once I get rid of him, man, you're not supposed to be sitting up on the sides of the north, which is sitting up on the Jacob descendants, which is sitting up on the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahashai. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? The Most High ain't down with that. Once he see that you trying to be this great warrior teacher, like call yourself, for example, the high priest. For example, call yourself the high priest, which is a title that you should fear, especially if you're doing bullshit on the side. But people don't fear it. That's why the Most High is going to root you out. You exalt yourself too much. and I've seen, like I said, I've seen others trying to be bosses and stuff like that. I forgot that goddamn name. The branches, something with the branches, man. I saw them. How they're trying to be bosses over each other and stuff like that. But Lord willing, I read the book of Mordecai. A lot of people don't even read, man. They don't even read. You know? I read Mordecai. Don't try to be my boss, man. You're going to say he rebellious, but I'm what? Yo, I do listen. But if you make me not respect you, what do I got to listen for? Don't come with that listen to the forward masters and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm not working for you for 6 years. But then again, on the flip side of that, you do have forward masters, but I do respect them. And I will listen. So it's a balance, man. You don't listen to everybody that's fucking forward, man. And you don't listen to everybody that's fucking friendly. You know? You listen to the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahashai. They might say you rebel, I spit on you. Because I'm not about that nonsense. You know? And same thing. For example, this is the last example that I'm going to give. Everybody that was following after Eleazar, right? I don't want to use him as an example. But anyways, he's the current one. So I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to use it. Everybody that was under him, right, that didn't listen to it, what did they say? Oh, he rebellious. You're rebelling. You're not listening to the high chief priest, Eleazar. But then you find out, like, hey, wait a minute, fuck him. So all the rebellion that they say that you was doing, it turned out to be an actual righteous judgment, mindset. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Not everybody that you don't like, and everybody does see him still as this great dude, doesn't mean that you're wrong for not want to have nothing to do with him. Lord willing, the thing is this, Lord willing, eventually we're going to find out, yeah? So that's that. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, because you're going to find out if that was the right decision or not. Maybe 10 years after this. I'm not saying this world is going to go on for 10 years, but I'm just giving an example of, I'm just throwing out numbers. A year after this, whatever, it's years, whatever. Then you're going to find out, like, hey, that thing that you did was actually, you know. Okay, so then don't come to me, because I'll be like, I don't need your apology, boy. And you're not going to give it either. So that's why I say I don't need it. Because you have a lot of problem motherfuckers that, you know, they're wrong. They don't want to apologize. Cool. I apologize like that. But if I see you think you didn't do anything, that hatred comes up. Like, you think you didn't do anything. Okay. Madness. Anyway, so yeah, with that, I'm going to give all praises to the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahashai, Bashem Ruach Kodash. Double honors unto the elder apostles at Great Millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. And shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Shalom.